Are we like Neo, living in a matrix-like computer simulation of reality created by more advanced, possibly post-human beings? Almost certainly, at least, according to the following evidence, ranging from the plausible to the semi-plausible to the maybe-not-so-plausible under discussion and the endlessly delightful, are we living in a simulation and a glitch in the matrix subreddits? Here are 10 unbelievable reasons why we might live in a simulation. First, Mandela effect. Some people claim to remember TV coverage of Nelson Mandela's death in the 1980s even though he actually died in 2013. The Mandela effect is therefore supposedly proof that whoever is in charge of our simulation is changing the past. Additional examples of this phenomenon include some remembering the name of the Berenstain Bears children's book series being spelled as Berenstain, and others recalling a non-existing movie from the 1990s called Shazam starring the comedian Sinbad as a genie. Second, missing aliens. We spend billions sending probes through outer space and should probably have found evidence of extraterrestrials by now, right? Not so fast. Aliens would likely be far more technologically advanced than we are, the thinking goes, so the fact that we haven't located them suggests we live in a simulation they figured out how to escape from. Or maybe the computer we are in only has enough RAM to simulate one planetary civilization at a time. Third, electrons that can make up their minds. In physics' famous double-slit experiment, electrons are fired at a photosensitive screen through slits in a copper plate, usually producing an interference pattern that indicates wave-like behavior. But when the same experiment is conducted under observation, electrons behave like particles, not waves, and there is no interference pattern. Some have taken this to mean our simulation is conserving its resources and rendering things only when it knows we are looking at them. Fourth, DNA that contains a computer virus. In 2017, a multidisciplinary group of researchers at the University of Washington proved that they could embed malicious computer code in the physical stance of DNA. Their aim was to show that computers working in gene sequencing were vulnerable to attack. But they may also have inadvertently revealed that the world we perceive to be biological reality was in fact computer code all along. Fifth, climate change. How convenient. Our civilization is set on the cusp of environmental chaos, suggesting it could be an encaster simulation creating hopes that will show our creators how to solve an energy crisis. In this theory overlaps slightly with the aliens as simulation creators theory above. If we found an innovative solution to climate crisis, extraterrestrial beings might return to creep in results. 6. Video games that look like real life. Elon Musk is a believer in Nick Bostrom's simulation hypothesis, which posits that if humanity can survive long enough to create technology capable of running convincing simulations of reality, it will create many such simulations, and therefore there will be lots of simulation realities and only one base reality. So sadly, it's probably more likely we live in simulation right now. Further proof that we live in a matrix, according to Musk, is how cool video games are these days. In 2019, he explained it, 14 years ago we had Pong, 2 rectangles and a dot. 7th, weird news. Some have proposed that recent unlikelihoods, including Donald Trump's election, Brexit, the 2017 Oscars, envelope mix-up, and that year's 25-point Super Bowl comeback could mean we are in a malfunctioning simulation or whoever is pushing the buttons is screwing with us. 8. Quarks with computer code. Seemingly not crazy, theoretical physics James Gates claims he has identified what appears to be actual computer code embedded in the equation of string theory that describe the fundamental particles of our universe. He says he found error-correcting codes, they are what make browsers work. So why were they in the equation I was studying about quarks and electrons and supersymmetry? 9. Why does our universe have rules in the first place? MIT cosmologist Max Tegmark has pointed to our universe's strict laws of physics as possible evidence that we live in a video game. If I were a character in a computer game, I would also discover eventually that the rules seem completely rigid and mathematical. In this theory, the speed of light, the fastest rate at which any particle can travel, represents the speed limit for transmitting information within the network of our simulation. 10. It's not actually possible to prove we are not living in a simulation. It may be easier to prove that we are living in a simulation than to prove we are not. Nuclear physicist Zohret Dawoodi believes that cosmic rays, the most energetic particles known to man, will appear as pixel-like chunks if we are within a simulation and unending beams if we are in a base reality. Meanwhile, NYU philosopher David Chalmers debates it's possible to prove that we don't live in a matrix. You're not going to get proof that we are not in a simulation because any evidence that we get could be simulated. And that's all for this video. If you liked video, don't forget to like and subscribe us.